Wow. Some breaking news in design just dropped. Are you ready for this?
Hit me.
Okay, so in today's headlines, we've got Google Maps finally letting users customize those car icons, for navigation.
Yeah.
Also looks like Target's doing a major rebrand of their Up and Up line, trying to make it like premium but sustainable.
Interesting.
And get this, Rocket, the mortgage company, they're ditching that whole cold corporate vibe for something way more approachable.
Makes sense.
Oh, and there's this article going around saying that a lot of design ideas get rejected, not because they're bad, but because of how they're presented.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then on a totally different note, by 2030, get this, 1 in 6 people will be over 60. So are designs ready for that?
Good question.
Then there's this whole thing about AI changing how we build tools, maybe even taking down those app store monopolies.
Oh.
Wild, right?
Yeah, AI is changing everything.
Oh, and last but not least, Cuerda Viva, the adventure tourism company. They've got a whole new look. Super bold, very eye-catching.
Good.
Welcome back to Duinx Tech Brief, everybody, where we, dive into all the latest design and tech news. Let's get into it. So first up, Google Maps. They're finally letting users personalize their little navigation cars. I mean, it's just a handful of icons and colors, but it's something, right?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? I mean, for so long, these utilitarian apps have just been all about function, function, function.
Right, exactly.
But now, maybe we're seeing a shift. Maybe these apps are realizing that, hey, people want to express themselves, even in something as simple as, their navigation icon.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like it. It makes it feel a bit more personal.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if we'll start seeing this in other apps, like our banking apps, or I don't know, even something like the weather app.
Right.
Okay, so moving on to Target, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their Up and Up brand, it's always been known for being super budget friendly, but they just did this huge rebrand.
Oh.
Yeah, now they're all about sustainability.
Yeah.
The new packaging looks way more high end.
It's interesting, right? Because they're trying to, I think, change how people think about cheap, They're saying that you can have affordable stuff that's also good for the planet and looks good.
Right. It's like they're trying to break that whole cheap equals bad stereotype.
Exactly.
And I think it's smart, because more and more people are looking for sustainable products, but they don't want to, spend a fortune.
Yeah.
So Target's kind of hitting that sweet spot, right? They're offering that eco-conscious, good-looking stuff, but at a price that most people can actually afford.
Makes total sense. Okay, let's talk about Rocket. They're a mortgage company, and they also decided to get a makeover.
Mm-hmm.
It's a total image overhaul, really. They've got these warmer colors now. Their photography is all friendly and inviting. It's a far cry from that whole stuffy corporate financial image.
Yeah, I've noticed that. It's almost like they're trying to be your friend, right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, total. I guess buying a house is such a huge, stressful thing for most people, and they're trying to, soften that a bit.
Right.
Make it seem less scary. Maybe even, fun.
Yeah.
Because, who actually enjoys dealing with, mortgage paperwork and all that?
Exactly.
So they're trying to build trust, right? Make you feel like you're in good hands. It's smart, Visuals, they have such a huge impact on how we feel about things.
For sure. It's you wouldn't want to go to a dentist with a scary dark waiting room.
Right, exactly. You want to feel comfortable, especially when it comes to something as, important as your finances or your health.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. There's this article that's making the rounds online. It's talking about how yes, sometimes designers, their ideas get rejected, but not because the ideas themselves are bad.
I think I saw that one. What was it? Something about how designers present their work?
Yeah, exactly. It's saying that often it's the delivery, the way you pitch your idea, that can make or break it. They even talked about this exercise called the doubtful stakeholder.
Oh, right. It's where you basically role play, right?
Yeah.
You put yourself in the shoes of someone who might be skeptical of your design, and you try to, anticipate their pushback.
Exactly. It's all about thinking ahead, planning how you're going to address those concerns, and crafting your pitch in a way that really resonates with them.
Yeah, it's crucial because at the end of the day, you're not just presenting data and functionality, you're telling a story, you know?
Right.
And you need to get those stakeholders invested in that story. They need to feel it, connect with it emotionally. Otherwise, your idea might just, fizzle out.
Yeah, you got to make them care. Speaking of making people care, are we designing for the future? Because by 2030, 1 in 6 people on this planet will be over 60.
Yeah, that's a huge shift, right?
Yeah, huge. And it's going to have a massive impact on, well, on everything, really, but especially design.
For sure. And I think we need to move beyond just thinking about making things senior-friendly, like bigger fonts and louder sounds. That's not enough.
No.
We need to embrace inclusive design, you know, designs that work for everyone, regardless of their age or ability.
Yeah.
There are some cool examples out there, like there's this app, Loud Plus Clear Fitness. It's specifically designed for older adults, but it's got all these features that honestly are just good design, period.
Okay.
Like, you know, larger text, easy to navigate, simple interface. These things benefit everyone, right? It makes technology more accessible, more enjoyable.
Definitely. And there are even tools out there now that can help designers test their designs for accessibility.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like Funkify, for example. It's a plugin that simulates different types of impairments so you can experience your design from like different perspectives.
Huh, interesting. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, let's talk AI. This essay, it's been generating a lot of buzz lately, and it's claiming that AI could totally change how we build tools and like even challenge those giant app stores.
Yeah, I've heard about this. It's pretty wild, right? Like the idea that anyone could just create their own software even without knowing how to code.
Exactly. Imagine like just being able to, I don't know, speak your wireframes into existence in Figma.
Right. Or like tell AI, hey, build me an app that does this, and it just, you know, happens.
Daisy.
Yeah. And I think, well, this could be really good for small businesses, for individuals who have great ideas, but maybe don't have the resources to hire, you know, a whole development team.
For sure. And it could also like shake up those app stores, you know?
Definitely. Because right now it's like the big companies, they control everything.
Right.
But if anyone can create their own tools, well, that could lead to way more competition, more innovation, more diversity in the apps we use.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are some downsides to consider too. Like, what about ethical development, right?
Right.
Making sure these AI-powered tools are built responsibly. And then there's data security, who controls the data, how is it being used? These are all important questions.
Yeah, absolutely. And what happens to, you know, all the traditional software developers, right? Like, how does this change the job market?
It's a lot to think about, but it's definitely a conversation we need to be having.
For sure. And last but not least, let's talk about Cuerda Viva. They're an adventure tourism company, and they just went through this like super bold rebrand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, think like neon gradients, bold typography, very, very eye-catching. But they managed to make it, I don't know, still feel trustworthy.
Interesting. It's a tough balance to strike, right? Because you want to appeal to those like thrill seekers, the people who are all about adventure, but you also don't want to scare off those who are, you know, maybe new to it all.
Right.
So I guess they're using those bold visuals to capture that sense of excitement. But then the typography, maybe that's what's conveying that sense of trust, you know? Like, hey, we're exciting, but we're also reliable.
Yeah.
It's smart.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just really interesting to see how design is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Right. It's responding to all these shifts in technology, in demographics, in just about everything. It's a good reminder that good design is about so much more than just like making things look pretty.
Oh, totally.
It's about understanding people,
Right.
you know, and about crafting compelling narratives and creating experiences that are both functional and meaningful.
Well said.
That's all the time we have for today, but we'll be back tomorrow with more design insights and updates. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes.
Which of these trends caught your attention? Hit us up on social media
Yeah.
and let us know.
Okay.
Until next time.